Nearly 9,000 people killed, 500,000 homes destroyed, and over 8 million people directly affected as entire villages were swept away. 10 years ago, Nepal left in mourning as a magnitude 7.8 earthquake devastated the country. The epicenter was in Gorkha, around 85 kilometers northwest of the capital Kathmandu. The quake even triggered several avalanches, including one on Mount Everest over 250 kilometers away that killed 22 people. The deadliest incident ever recorded on the mountain. In all, the quake was the worst natural disaster to hit the country since 1934. Nepal sits on a major geographical fault as the Indian tectonic plate pushes several centimeters a year into the Eurasian plate. It is the same fault that caused the huge quake this year in Myanmar. Experts warning of a one-day inevitable great Himalayan earthquake with magnitudes of over 8. They say it will come every few hundred years. The last one came in 1934. After 2015, the Nepalese government identified high-risk areas and planned the strengthening of infrastructure. But much of the work just far too expensive. And in November of 2023, over 150 people were killed in a magnitude 6.4 quake in western Nepal. So has anything really changed? Or are the people of Nepal destined to live in the fear of further quakes? Navodita Kumari and Nabeel Ahmed revisit Nepal for France 24.
Within seconds, the serenity of these mighty mountains turned into a furious storm of millions of pieces of rock and ice.
The sound of the avalanche was so loud that it could be heard 20 kilometers away. There were houses and hotels on the hilltop. They were all destroyed and buried in the landslide. Earlier, there used to be a bridge, a river here, and an army camp over here. The avalanche swept everything away.
Nestled in the Himalayas, Langtang Valley bears the deepest wounds of the 2015 Nepal earthquake. The avalanche triggered by the quake hit with half the force of an atomic bomb, burying the entire village beneath this 30-meter-high pile of rubble. Nearly 350 people died, including over 100 foreigners. Pasang Tamag, who was only 17 then, lost 30 relatives, including both his parents.
This is the memorial made for the people who lost their lives, and the name list is here. Here, my father's name has been written, Mr. Wang Jing Tamang.
For weeks after the calamity, rescuers searched for bodies, but moving boulders as large as cars at an altitude of 3,400 meters was logistically challenging. 100 people remained missing. Pasang never found his father's body. Like all the families in the valley, his parents also ran a guest house and depended on tourists.
It was very hard for me to return here and get back to a normal life. There was no place to live. We made a shelter and lived in it. An international organization helped us rebuild houses.
Today, Langtang village has risen from the rubble, but the memory of the tragedy weighs heavy on the community.
Every family lost at least 1 or 2 members, and some even 5. People lost their husbands, wives, sons, grandchildren, fathers, mothers, and sisters.
The powerful earthquake not only devastated the lives of people and villages, but also damaged centuries-old history.
I cry because so many monuments which I used to see every day turn into the pile of the rubble. It makes me sad.
For over 3 decades, conservation architect Rohit Ranjitkar has devoted his life to preserving Nepal's heritage monuments. When the earthquake struck, the damage felt like a personal loss.
I don't think I can imagine my life without these monuments anymore. This is the identity of our city or country. So this is not only what I say architecturally important, it is much important for local intangible heritage as well.
Patan Darbar Square, a UNESCO World Heritage Site near Kathmandu, suffered severe damage in 2015. It features intricate Newar architecture with temples and a palace complex dating from the 16th to 18th centuries. Rohit Ranjitkar played an instrumental role in the post-earthquake restoration of heritage buildings. Today, much of the work is nearly complete.
Every piece is different, every image is different. This is about maybe like 35 pieces. So when it collapsed, it became multiple pieces. I mean, some 60 pieces, some 70 pieces like that. Some of the pieces are glued together with the stainless steel pin. So because of all these old cracks lines, sometimes you won't see exactly how many pieces are there now.
To raise awareness about the threat of earthquakes, Rohit Ranjitkar has preserved some pieces of the ruins at the Patan Darbar Museum as a sign of warning.
People keep forgetting the earthquake, and some people who come and visit and see like, okay, 2015 earthquake was this much bad, so who knows, it will be, the future one might be the worse than that. So I think we need to keep reminding the people.
Rohit has not only tirelessly led the restoration, but has also for the first time documented the architectural drawings of these ancient buildings for future reference. While a decade after the earthquake, reconstruction of damaged monuments and buildings has brought hope, many are still struggling to rebuild their shattered lives.
When I reached home, I found everyone except my sister, my cousin, and her child. We tried searching for her for 2 or 3 hours, but we couldn't find her. And we thought of searching under the rocks and debris. The rocks were huge. We removed the rocks and saw my cousin was holding the hand of her child and my sister at that time.
Binod Prajapati lost his family members when his 2-story house collapsed like most of the houses in the village of Sankarapur, 17 kilometers northeast of Kathmandu.
After the tragic loss of my sister, I couldn't sleep for 6 months thinking about her. I feel extremely sad when I think that she died because of suffocation. Her body parts were broken.
Roshan was only 10 at the time. The echo of the tremor still haunts him.
I always see dead bodies in my dreams. I didn't have any idea about earthquakes. That was the first time I experienced it. I didn't know what was happening. Blood was everywhere. People were cut in half. Many people were crying.
Lacking funds to build a new house, his family still lives in a makeshift home, a daily reminder of his trauma.
I often feel frightened for my family because we don't have a concrete house yet. I often pray to God that even if an earthquake occurs, it shouldn't be like the earlier one. I pray that no one should get any harm. I always pray that what happened to me during the 2015 earthquake should not happen to anyone else.
The 2,500-kilometer long Himalayan arc stretches from Afghanistan to Myanmar. Formed by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates, which continue to collide, the Himalayan range is one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. Over 60% of Nepal lies in the Himalayas, home to 8 of the world's highest peaks. For seismologists, the challenge remains to monitor this vast, unstable region.
What are you doing, Bharat?
I'm processing a local earthquake that happened.
Lok Vijay Adhikari heads the National Seismological Center in Kathmandu, Nepal's only institution dedicated to earthquake research and communication.
This is the map of the 2015 earthquake's aftershock. More than 500 to 600 earthquakes were recorded on that single day.
Despite international help from countries like the US and France, Nepal's information network remains poor. The disaster was a wake-up call for Lok Vijay Adhikari. He urged the government to upgrade the center and expand his team.
After the 2015 earthquake, our office started running 24/7. We doubled the number of monitoring stations from 21 to 42, and we increased the number of instruments to precisely measure the earthquakes in Nepal.
With these measures, the seismologist aims to speed up seismic alerts, crucial for a quake-prone country like Nepal.
Every year, the Indian plate slides down 2 centimeters under the Eurasian plate in the Himalayas. But there's resistance, and that leads to storage of energy. The reason behind so many earthquakes in Nepal is this stored energy. These earthquakes have been occurring here for millions of years, it's not just now. The process will go on for millions of years in the future as well.
Learning from the past and being prepared for this constant threat, experts believe, is key to saving lives and minimizing damage. Amodmani Dikshit, one of country's leading geologists, has spent over 30 years helping Nepal build disaster resilience through his NGO.
Is this the way to the temple?
Yes,
How far is it?
around 10 minutes.
He has helped to build nearly 60,000 quake-safe homes across the country after 2015.
Namaste. You remember me?
Here in the village of Dungal, home to nearly 5,000 people, over 70% of the houses were destroyed by the earthquake. With support and training from Amod's NGO, the villagers have rebuilt homes resilient to quakes. Bimla is among the first ones in the village to be trained as a mason. She has built 20 houses here, including this one.
Before, there were houses made of only rocks and mud, but now it's cement, sand, stone, chips and iron rods. One is a vertical rod and the other is horizontal. We have to bundle and tie it. It makes it stronger and it doesn't shake. We didn't even see cement before the earthquake. No one made a house from it.
Using local materials, Bimla blends traditional methods with the training she received to create stronger buildings.
This is a pillar from a wooden log. We've interlocked this using pins and made it a single unit.
I'm not afraid now. The house is much stronger because it's been reinforced with rods and pillars. That's why I believe it won't break now. I don't fear sleeping here, unlike before. We would run to shelters during the earthquakes.
For Amod, it's just the beginning. He wants a complete overhaul of how buildings are constructed across the nation.
By 2050, our dream is to make the entire country earthquake resistant. By 2050, and it can be done. Can we live with the earthquake? Yes, we can. Because earthquake doesn't kill people, our buildings do. Don't produce living bombs in the name of buildings. make earthquake-resistant buildings that don't collapse during an earthquake. What to do with the existing buildings? So there are ways of retrofitting the buildings to make them stronger so that there is no death inside the building.
According to reports, 85% of the 9,000 people killed by the earthquake in 2015 were due to collapsed buildings. As Nepal reels from the deadly quake, scientists have been warning of a future great Himalayan earthquake exceeding magnitude 8, which will have an even bigger catastrophic impact on Nepal. Those who were lost will not return, but their absence is pushing the nation to rise stronger.
Every morning, I pray for the peace of their souls. I prayed for my family members who died so that they could find a better afterlife.